Advice: you cut down the crepe myrtle. Now how do you stop the suckers? The Washington Post. Keep snipping away or use a herbicide. Q. Our crepe myrtle got out of control. So we cut it down and had the stump dug up. 2 years later, little shoots are appearing in the lawn. Anywhere from a few inches to 4 feet away from the Ori. Plus 4196 chars. Russia-Ukraine war latest updates. The Washington Post. The United States will send $457.5 million in additional civilian security aid to Ukraine. Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced Monday. Return to menu long before his war in Ukraine. Putin waged war on Russian journalists. TV anchor Tihon Jadko fled Russia after he received telephone death threats in the days after Russia invaded U. Plus 744 chars. 5 COVID questions scientists still can't answer. The Washington Post. Unlocking these secrets might arm us with new strategies to protect ourselves and stop the next pandemic. Since a new coronavirus launched the global pandemic that has now killed more than 6.5 million people, 16% of them in the United States alone, scientists in record numbers have devoted themselves. Plus 16443 chars. NASA's DART mission will slam into an asteroid's moon today. CNN. A NASA spacecraft will deliberately crash into a tiny asteroid on Monday. The collision between the DART spacecraft and the asteroid Dimorphos is expected at 7:14 p.m. Eastern Time. Null. FMIA Week 3. Broncos coaching experiment pays off. Dolphins win. Beast game. And what we learned about the NFL in September. Pro Football Talk. NBC Sports. So here came the first big test in the grand Nathaniel Hackett experiment. With 12:48 to play in the fourth quarter Sunday night against San Francisco, the Niners led 10-5. Denver QB Russell Wilson, needing 7 yards for a first down, scrambled for what app? So here came the first big test in the grand Nathaniel Hackett experiment. With 12:48 to play in the fourth quarter Sunday night against San Francisco, the Niners led 10-5. Denver QB Russell Wilson, plus 58277 chars. AMD Zen 4 Ryzen 9 7950X and Ryzen 5 7600X review. Retaking the high-end AnandTech. Null. Back at SAY 2022. AMD announced that its new Zen 4 core would be coming sometime in the second half of the year. During AMD's Together We Advance _PCs live-streamed event at the end of August. AMDU. Plus 9507 chars. Elon Musk to face multi-day grilling from Twitter lawyers in deposition, Fox Business. Elon Musk will face up to 3 days of questions from Twitter's lawyers in a deposition ahead of his October 17 trial this week. Twitter seeks to force him to buy the company. Billionaire Elon Musk will face multiple days in a deposition with Twitter's lawyers as the company seeks to force him to follow through with his offer to buy the platform. Musk will answer question. Plus 2358 chars. WWE Raw Preview. Sept. 26, 2022. Bianca Belair is in way over her head. Cage-side seats. Bianca Belair is in unfamiliar territory and losing control. Here's everything you need to know heading into the September 26th episode of Raw. Raw airs tonight, Sept. 26, with a live show from Rogers Place in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. This is the fourth episode of Raw during the 5-week build towards Extreme Rules, which takes place on O+5723 Chars. FMIA Week 3. Broncos coaching experiment pays off. Dolphins win. Beast game. And what we learned about the NFL in September. Pro Football Talk, NBC Sports. So here came the first big test in the grand Nathaniel Hackett experiment. With 12:48 to play in the fourth quarter Sunday night against San Francisco, the Niners led 10-5. Denver QB Russell Wilson, needing 7 yards for a first down, scrambled for what app? So here came the first big test in the grand Nathaniel Hackett experiment. With 12:48 to play in the fourth quarter Sunday night against San Francisco, the Niners led 10-5. Denver QB Russell Wilson, +58277 Chars. Viruses may be watching you, lying in wait before multiplying and killing. SciTech Daily. Viruses may be watching you. Some microbes lie in wait until their hosts unintentionally give them the signal to start multiplying and kill them. Especially after more than 2 years of the COVID-19 pandemic. Many people picture a virus as a nasty spiked bee. By Ivan Errol. University of Maryland. Baltimore County, September 26, 2022. Phages can sense bacterial DNA damage, which triggers them to replicate and jump ship. Viruses may be watching you. Some mica. +8977 Chars. New Pacific Island rises after underwater volcanic blast. Al Jazeera English. The tiny island came into existence 11 hours after a volcanic eruption and grew to 24,000 square meters in size. A new island has emerged in the southwest Pacific Ocean after a home reef underwater volcano erupted, oozed lava and ejected ash and steam. The island came into existence 11 hours after the eruption. +1751 Chars. NFL replaces Pro Bowl with the Pro Bowl games featuring week-long skills competitions. Flag football game. ESPN. The NFL is replacing the Pro Bowl with week-long skills competitions and a flag football game. The league announced Monday. The NFL is replacing the Pro Bowl with week-long skills competitions and a flag football game. The league announced Monday. The new event will replace the full contact showcase started in 1951. It Y. +3815 Chars. Everything you need to know about Zen 4, Socket AM5, and AMD's newest chipsets. Ars Technica. Ryzen 7000 CPUs use a new platform, with plenty of changes. 7 with 7 posters participating. AMD's Ryzen 7000 launch is bigger than just the processors. The processor architecture is changing, but it's also being accompanied by changes to everything from the C+815 Chars. Hearing of the Committee on Economic and Monetary Affairs of the European Parliament. European Central Bank. The European Central Bank, ECB, is the central bank of the 19 European Union countries which have adopted the euro. Our main task is to maintain price stability in the euro area and so preserve the purchasing power of the single currency. Brussels, the 26th of September 2022. It is a pleasure to be back here in Brussels with you for our third hearing this year. Russia's unjustified war of aggression on Ukraine continues to cast a shadow over +7690 Chars. Basketball Wives star Brooke Bailey's daughter, Kayla, dead at 25. Page 6. The reality star shared the devastating news about her late daughter on Sunday. Kayla's official cause and manner of death have yet to be released. Basketball Wives star Brooke Bailey announced that her daughter, Kayla, tragically died Sunday. She was 25. Forever my baby. Pretty Black aka Kayla Nicole Bailey. This is not a goodbye. Mommy will. +1113 Chars. Will Hurricane Ian hit Tampa? Here's the latest forecast track. South Florida Sun Sentinel. Much of Florida north of Lake Okeechobee is in the forecast cone of uncertainty for Hurricane Ian. And hurricane watches are in effect for a portion of the west coast from north of Englewood to the Anclote River, including Tampa Bay. Here's the latest forecast. Tampa and St. Petersburg, along with nearly all of Florida except the Panhandle and extreme southeast portions of the state, are in the National Hurricane Center's forecast cone for Hurricane Ian. 4. +569 Chars. Scientists eat more of this carb. Even supplements make a big difference. SciTech Daily. The human gut evolved to thrive on fermentable fibers, not burgers. It might be daunting for customers to choose from the vast selection of dietary fiber supplements in the pharmacy or supermarket aisle. They also offer a variety of health claims without Bain. By Duke University, September 25, 2022. High-fiber food choices include bananas, whole wheat bread, apples, and broccoli. The human gut evolved to thrive on fermentable fibers, not burgers. It might be +5750 Chars. Experts call for trip to Venus before crewed mission to Mars. Insider. In a paper, Noam Isenberg said a flyby of the inhospitable Venus en route to Mars could benefit 2 planets for the price of one study. Some scientists are making a case for sending a crewed mission to examine Venus en route to Mars. The Guardian reported on a new proposal from scientist Noam Isenberg, a researcher at the Johns Hopkins. +1578 Chars. Giants could look to trade Wr Kenny Golladay if situation doesn't improve. NFL.com. The situation surrounding Giants receiver Kenny Golladay could come to a head soon. NFL Network insider Ian Rapoport reports New York could look to move the WR in the coming weeks. The situation surrounding Giants receiver Kenny Golladay could come to a head soon. The highly paid pass catcher is expected to be active for tonight's game against the Cowboys. Hoping for more prod. +1563 Chars. Hasbro's Selfie Series action figures will be available in the US starting Friday. Gizmodo. Fans can choose to become one of 14 different action figures, including Star Wars and G.I. Joe characters. Back in July, Hasbro revealed that it had partnered with the 3D printing company Formlabs to allow San Diego Comic-Con attendees to create a custom action figure with their own likeness. Availability +2358 Chars. Walmart enters the metaverse with Roblox experiences aimed at younger shoppers, CNBC. Walmart is experimenting with other ways to reach shoppers, including shoppable recipes, live streaming events and an augmented reality tool for furniture. Walmart is entering the metaverse with 2 experiences premiering Monday on online gaming platform Roblox. The retail giant's first foray into the virtual world will feature a blimp that drops toys. Plus 4222 Chars. Kevin Feige on not recasting T'Challa in the MCU. It was much too soon. Exclusive. Empire. The Marvel boss opened up on the decision not to recast the man in the Black Panther mask. Read more at Empire. Null. AMD Zen 4 Ryzen 9 7950X and Ryzen 5 7600X review. Retaking the high-end. AnandTech. Null. Back at SAID 2022. AMD announced that its new Zen 4 core would be coming sometime in the second half of the year. During AMD's Together We Advance _PCs live-streamed event at the end of August. AMDU plus 9507 Chars. New discovery can kill COVID with hugs. But there's a catch. The Daily Beast. A global team of scientists has found a molecule that can essentially squeeze the COVID virus to death. But can we get it to work on humans? Scientists have identified a molecule that just loves SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19. It loves it so much that it hugs it, practically to death, binding so tightly to the virus that the Ver. Plus 5880 Chars. Object lights up night sky in New England Saturday night. Boston Herald. The light arced to the east in a slowly flattening curve while trailing ribbons of light that hung in the sky behind it. A bright light in the Saturday night sky had all the hallmarks of a Hollywood-style unidentified flying object, or unidentified aerial phenomenon, as they're called now, or end-of-days world-shattery. Plus 2912 Chars. Giants eager to shed past primetime struggles against Cowboys, New York Post. The Giants, with new head coach Brian Daboll, are in the process of changing the fortunes of the franchise. Does he? iPhone 14 delivery dates. Apple, AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon and more. Tom's Guide. The current waiting times for all the iPhone 14 models. Although the iPhone 14 has now launched, getting one in your hands may prove difficult. It's no surprise that Apple's latest smartphone is proving to be a big seller. What's perhaps surprising is Ho. Plus 8337 Chars.